let's learn how to create another page on our site. So if you look over here and we see our pages, we do have our grids page, which we cleared off. But we want to create a blank page that can be a blank grid for us to use as a template every single time. That way you do not have to go through these steps all the time. All you do is we're going to start by clicking the plus sign, and we want a standard page. Now, for new page, I'm just going to name it blank grid because this can be our grid template. I'm going to click hide in navigation. I don't want it to show up here. More than likely, what I'm going to do is at the end, I'm going to link my grid to my actual grid page. So click here to edit. Start with your name. So I'm just going to say blank grid. This would essentially be where I name my grid. So what is it that we're working in? You can choose the size of whatever font you'd like. Now we're going to go over to build while staying on this page, but we are going to now get to build what it is that we want to put on here. Everything that I'm putting on here is completely optional. I'm going to start by putting a spacer underneath. So all you do is you grab, so you click and you hold, and then you drag this over, and you can see where that blue line is. That's where it's going to drop. So if I let go wherever that blue line is, that's where it goes. So I want it to go below. All this is going to do is create this blank spacer here. You don't actually see that once you publish. It creates just little spaces as I drag the next thing. So my next piece is usually a button for the suggested calendar. So again, you click and hold that down, right click, hold it, or I'm sorry, left click, hold it down, and drag this over, and I want it to go under there. So I'm going to let go once it's positioned where I want. And it says button text. If you click on this, you're going to get a lot of options here. Button text. Let's get rid of that text and let's call this suggested calendar, or whatever you'd like to call it. Go back. You can position it in the middle. I can make a link. So a lot of times, guys, I link, for example, I make my calendar on a Google Doc. So I go to the shareable link. I make sure if it's something I don't want them to edit, that they don't have editing rights to it, but copy and paste that link and click link here, website URL, copy and paste that link right there. Once you copy and paste that link, you can arrow back. Once you're kind of done with this box and there's nothing else you want to edit, just click off to the side. Now you see you have your suggested calendar. I'm going to do another spacer underneath. So again, I'm going to left click on it. And I'm going to drag and drop once the blue line is where I want it to be. Next, I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to add that content color box that we added on. So again, I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop. Now, once you click here, you get to change the color, do whatever you want. We're going to make this black, so we're going to put another box over it. I'm not going to change anything else about it. And again, this box kind of pops up a lot. It can be a little frustrating, so just kind of click off to the side. I'm going to drag another content color box, and I want it to be inside of it. So I don't want it to be over to the left or up above. I want that blue line to be inside of it. Then I drop it. And we're going to make this box a whitish color so that I can put text on top of it, but you can make it whatever color you want. Now, in order to add text, you can't just start typing. You have to go back up to the top. You have to grab text and you have to drag it inside to the middle. And sometimes, as you can see, it likes to hop around and not go into the middle. There we go. Now, here's where you can add whatever text you want. You can make it larger. You can change the color of it. Say we make it blue. I'm going to start typing. So this is going to be my student tracker. I would highlight it and maybe make it bigger. Let's maybe change the color of it so we can see it. You can leave it centered. You can move it to the left. You can move it to the right, whatever you'd like to do. And then you can add whatever you want. This is where I put my trackers because, like I said, I use a digital tracker. So this is very helpful to allow me to place my tracker here where I have all of my classes in one spot. All of my kids are using the same grid. All of their trackers end up in one spot. So you can continue typing, you can change colors, you can link anything you want. All you have to do is highlight and use that little link, Now, if you want to add, let's say you want to add like a button for your classes, you can add multiple buttons. Just have to go to button and drag it and drop. And then I'm not even going to edit that button. Once that button loads, I'm going to drag and drop another button right in place with it. So I'm going to take this other button and I'm going to go up a little bit. I'm going to drag and drop another one. So now, I'm going to get rid of this one because it gave me two. These two are next to each other. If you want to do another one, you could just drag and drop another one right next to it. And it'll keep just kind of centering them. All right, in the next video, we're going to tackle kind of the last large piece to this, which is the actual creating of the grid portion.